Hey guys, Derek and Sally here. We're the owners of Auto Rehab. We've owned our own shop for 7 years, and Derek has been in the automotive industry for 15 plus years. So with all our knowledge, we decided to go ahead and do these YouTube videos every single Wednesday. We give you tips on here, diagnosing tips. We give you advice. We also give you insider tips of what to know about the automotive repair industry and also the performance side of our industry. So we always get the question, what should I buy? Especially when people are car shopping or when they're trying to decide if they should get rid of their car and get a different one. They always ask us, what should I look out for? And so in today's video, we're gonna cover the fact that there are brands that we see more often in the shop versus other brands and how you can kind of tell the difference. We don't go into huge specifics, but we do give you enough tips in this video where you'll go into a place and actually kind of have an idea of what you're looking for. So, Derek, take it away.
A common question we get is typically, what kind of car should I buy? What should I stay away from? Being that we're in the automotive industry, there's a lot of things we see and notice, especially on the repair side. So our job is to fix cars, so we typically will notice some vehicles that we see more often than others, or repairs that seem unlikely for the mileage or the year. First off, we have to start with the fact that no particular brand is perfect. They all have, cars break, all cars break, that's why we have a job. There are some vehicles that have less maintenance required or are less prone to catastrophic failures. The repair shop needing brakes, needing belts, needing alternator or starter, those are normal. The things that we're trying to steer people away from is vehicles that are common for cylinder head gasket jobs, motors, transmission failures, things that are large, the things that surprise you that you don't want to encompass. When a vehicle's on the road, it gets a lot of wear and tear. It's normal to need a repair here and there, some maintenance once a year. That's normal. What we wanted to try to get at is some of the brands that are out there. Now, I don't want to get too specific, but in light of helping people understand this, we will share a little bit of what we have seen. We're going to just take one example. For example, a very popular car right now, or a brand, Dodge in particular, has made and they make great vehicles, but there have been, in some of their different lines, there are some vehicles that are highly prone to fairly catastrophic failures. And a lot of this has come from, when you look from the manufacturer's standpoint, when you have a vehicle that's price point to be in the $28,000, $25,000 price range, if you're focusing on making a good looking car, because manufacturers know people buy by looks. You see a car that looks good, everyone thinks, oh, that's a great car. And not realizing that something was sacrificed. To spend that much money in the design and making it look aesthetically pleasing, they compromise somewhere. And so typically that compromise comes in the engine and transmission area. Now, those are areas that can be very costly repairs. A lot of these vehicles may look great and then they end up costing you more in the end. There's several other brands that oftentimes are less aesthetically appealing. Just take an example, a Toyota. So if you were in the same year, same price point, the kind of car you could get from that manufacturer would be far less appealing, far less features, not look as great. However, it's the same price. This is where you look back and the manufacturer has focused on reliability. It costs money to make a good engine and a good transmission and to have great reliability. And every manufacturer focuses on different things. But when the heart of the vehicle is an area that the most money is spent, it doesn't leave a lot to make the rest of it look great. And in turn, you may have a car that doesn't look, they don't look terrible, but doesn't look as great as some of the other vehicles in its price point. And that's where oftentimes you will notice less of a chance, not saying they don't fail, but less of a chance of catastrophic failures. And you'll also notice on the used car side, these kind of vehicles, when you compare two of these, you may see a huge difference in resale value. You'll see a vehicle that to be in the $12,000 price range, one particular brand may have to be an '07 with almost 100,000 miles, yet you'll see another one that may be a 2010 with half the miles, and it's also in the same price point. And that gives you an idea of what one's depreciating more than the other, and that has a lot to do with the value of the car. It has lost value because the quality of what's inside it, or the known major repairs, play a factor in. These are just things to watch for. A lot of times people will look for a high-end luxury car, and they look for one at a cheaper price point. Well, typically the ones that fall into those cheaper price points are for a reason. They have reached a point where their maintenance is so ridiculous that nobody wants anything to do with them. And so I would just warn consumers just to be a little cautious. When you see a deal that's too good to be true,
because it is.
It probably is, and you will pay for it in one way or another. I do recommend doing a little research, asking maybe a mechanic, asking some people, or even just looking at the comparisons between resale values. Say you want to stay around $8,000 for a used vehicle, and that's a great price point to find a car in. However, you're finding a huge fluctuation in years between the kinds of cars you're looking at. Sometimes you'll notice the lesser appealing, or the one that doesn't look as great, oftentimes may have a higher book that might be a more reliable vehicle.
Yeah, and the reason why we wanted to do this video is because as shop owners for the last 7 years, we really have seen certain brands more often in the shop versus other brands. So there's a lot of truth to what Derek's saying, in the sense of if they've spent a lot on the outside of the vehicle to make it visually appealing, knowing people buy because it looks good, then most likely those same brands are probably in the shop more often than not. So if you like this video, go ahead and push like. You can also comment below. Share this with all of your friends. We would love to get this information out to as many people as possible. Lastly, subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss these amazing, valuable tips every single Wednesday. And we will see you next week.